Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica. If you're new here, subscribe. I make videos on health, wellness, acne, confidence, vegan food, that sort of thing. And I make videos every single week, usually about 3 times per week. And in today's video, we are back with my diving deep conversations, where I just kind of vlog style it and just deep dive into a specific subject that maybe everyone thinks about, but we don't really get a chance to really like sit and ponder these things. So we're doing it together, and feel free to comment your own thoughts below. These are just my thoughts and my experiences. So okay, so this topic is, can we just be happy? Can we choose happiness no matter what? Can happiness be our baseline? And I tested that theory this whole week. I actually tested that theory, and it was so good. It was so much fun, first of all, but it was also like very eye-opening. So the very first start of it, I started in the evening because that's when I kind of decided, okay, I'm gonna do this. And literally it was so crazy. I started doing things that would make me happy long term. Like, so I decided, I was like, okay, what would I do if I was really, really happy? I went on a run, and then I ate really healthy the rest of the night. I went to bed early, I journaled before bed, like, and it was super weird that I did things that would had a long-term effect. First of all, I thought that was really interesting, but as I kept going into it, I just kept discovering more and more about like what I truly wanted and how I felt and what makes me really happy. For instance, I was just like, I constantly, like, whenever I was experiencing or started to experience an emotion that wasn't happiness, that brought me down or made me tired or whatever, I was like, okay, what would I do in this moment to make myself happy? And some of those things were like, okay, I would get sleep. Like, I need sleep. I can't be happy as I'm like tired and like wanting to fall asleep and blah blah blah. And then some of those things were like, okay, do I like just like being like super honest, I was like traveling, and I like had a little argument with my friend, and I was like, gosh, I want to go home. Like, I don't want this. And then I was like thinking, and I was like, okay, Monica, what would make you happier right now? Do you want to go home, or do you want to like have these fun experiences and like do new things even though you're not happy with your friend? And I was like, okay, going home would not make me happy. Like, going home wouldn't be me like, like, you don't give my time or whatever. This is real, okay? I'm just like sharing my real, vulnerable thoughts, and I'm going to share even more in this. But that's what it would be. It would be me being like, like, which doesn't serve me. It doesn't make me happy. Why would it doesn't make anyone happy? That's so weird. But that's something that, like, you know, I really sat and thought with when I was like doing my little like happiness experiment. And I also realized that we use our emotions, at least I do, as a way to get our needs met without it's a way to get our needs met. So like, we will, and I've shared this before, but like, we will cry in order for someone to like, you know, really hear us or listen to us, or we'll get angry and upset and hope that like the other person or party or situation will change itself or change their mind and give us what we want. And yeah, we so use other emotions to get what we ultimately want, which is kind of the same thing as like a child throwing a temper tantrum in a grocery store because they want a candy bar, and they're hoping that like if they throw enough of a tantrum, their parents would be like, oh fine, here's the candy bar. So really, that's a really juvenile way of thinking, and I think a lot of us still have those habits, like even if it's not like with friends or with partners, or it could be like in jobs, or like, I mean, I just feel like it's like such a common thing. Am I alone here? Because I've seen it with other people, and I definitely see it in myself, and I don't want anyone watching this video being like, wow, she's a brat, when like, I mean, yeah. No. I mean, like, I feel like we all have those tendencies, you know? So, but I also think it's not a positive thing and something to be worked on. And it brought really strong light to the areas where like I need to do some healing and growing, you know? It did bring me to my next question for the next diving deep video, which is, can we get our needs met completely on our own, or do we actually have to rely on other people in order to get our needs met? You know? So that's gonna be a good question / experiment, you know? Yeah. But I also wanted to mention that like, oh my hand. But I also wanted to mention that I think other emotions outside of like, you know, happiness and positivity does help us come to different conclusions, like different realizations. It definitely helps to illuminate like what we really don't want. Like, for instance, if we're sad about something, it really shows us like, oh, that doesn't make me happy. I think that's the purpose of it. It's like, that's interesting. Maybe the purpose of other emotions are just to show us what we don't want, and we should, instead of like dwelling in those, be like, okay, I do not want that, so I am moving on from the situation. But then again, I don't want anyone to like bury their feelings either, because that's another thing. Me being happy made me have to forgive a lot of people. Like, not a lot of people, it's not like people like hurt me all week, but I mean like, it made me have to be like accepting of other people and not let it affect me. Like, for instance, if like a kid was throwing a temper tantrum and you were on this like happiness thing, you would have to be like, I'm choosing to be happy regardless of their temper tantrum. And that can be really hard. And when me and my friend had our little argument, it was really hard for me to like, you know, move on without an apology. It was really hard for me to be like, okay, and it's fine. I can still be happy. I can still have a good time with this person, regardless of if they upset me. They upset me, regardless if like I wasn't as happy as I could be. Does that make any sense? Like, you just have to learn to like let stuff go and let other people's stuff go, which is amazing. And I feel like it would also be really easy for someone to be like, oh, well, I should be happy, so I'll just keep taking like a beating from my partner, which is not okay. And I didn't mean that physically, I just meant like emotionally, but like either way, it's not okay. So I'm not saying be happy regardless of like what's actually happening to you. I'm just saying like choose to be happy by choosing different situations and different things that will make you happy. So yeah, I definitely feel like it works. I definitely feel like we do have so much power in choosing to be happy or not to be happy, which is really amazing. And so I would love for you guys to also take this challenge on and just be like, how can I be happy? How can I be happier? Yeah. Yeah. Do it because it's fun. It opens your mind up to more happy things. You might seek out happy things or things that make you happy and feel filled. So, I hope you enjoyed this little diving deep with me, and let me know your thoughts. Connecting with you is like my favorite thing. If you are not already subscribed, subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram so you can get more of my weird personality and daily tips and inspiration, and leave a like. Love you guys.